possible then.
Well, maybe it'll catch me up, or I'll be extremely delayed. So if that's the case, I'll have to let you cover this one.
All right, no problem. Well, until then, we have Ndoumz on the Temple Rune and fァティナon his Shadow.
Oh, so that's assumably a pretty good matchup for fァティナthen.
Is it a good matchup for Shadow? Because they don't have any huge AoEs, right?
I don't know. I just remember playing against, like, playing the Temple Rune against the Shadow before they even had their legendary, and like they just put taunts up the whole time, or they just can't do anything. Like, I just remember like they play a lot of removal, and like they play that Kali or something, and he's just like the nightmare. But I guess it really depends on like the early game. What's happening in the game right now?
So we do have Ndoumz. He does have a Daria in his hand, opening hand. It's costing 5, so he's going to be able to play it next turn because he's going on to turn 5. So it looks like he's going to have a really swingy next turn.
Yeah, my game just froze, so
alright,
it was frozen on 100, so I'll let you cover this one.
No problem. We'll get you in for next game. I'll let them know
Yeah.
to have a pause after this match. So we do have the rune with the turn 4 Levi. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the piercing rune, so he can't use the Crimson Sorcery and piercing rune combo. Everyone's favorite combo. But next turn, he does have the Daria Rich on 5, but he has a lot of other good options that he could do with his hand. He could go, especially with the Blade Mage, he could go Craig, Blade Mage, use his spells. And Shadow's just using an Erd on 4 here. It's pretty expected though, because Shadow doesn't have any strong evil plays anymore, since most of the deck are last words.
Is he playing the Playfuls in his list?
Let me double check on that. I did see someone playing.
So many decks.
Yeah. No, there's no Playful. It's Erd and Necro Assassin on his 4 spots. Yeah, he has one Bahamut in his list.
Is it bad that we're pointing out some of these cards so the players might know them in the next coming up matches? a little late for that now, but
yeah, this is why in the future I will be releasing deck lists a night before. It's so that players could. It's like a different way for players to prepare in the tournament, as well as it doesn't give an advantage to the king to watch over everyone's matches before he has to play the challenger. And with for Hearthstone especially, in all the major tournaments, they do public deck lists the day before.
Yeah, I think most of them do, right?
Yeah. So we do have Daria costing 1 now, and it's going to be free. So with what Ndoumz could do is Piercing Rune, Dance of Death, and play the Daria. He's going to clear the board, redraw 5 cards, and get them spell boosted by 5. This is a huge turn for Ndoumz here. And he's going to be pushing a lot of damage, because now the Shadow's just at 10. I guess the bad thing with Ndoumz's hand is that he does have to drop 2 of his Fate's hands. But if he picks up more Darias, it's going to be no problem at all. Which he does. Oh man, he picks up a Fate hand, 2 Oglers, and a second Daria off of his first one.
Oh, that's disgusting.
That's actually disgusting.
What, the Lost Fate's hand in the second?
Yeah, Lost Fate's hand in the second Daria.
And then you get 2 Oglers on top of that. Oh my god.
And so that was Rune's turn 6, and then Shadow's turn 7. He's playing Quay. I mean, the advantage is definitely Rune's turn was definitely a lot better there. But the Quay's going to do at least some work. It's going to finish off the Daria and heal him for 5. But he's still going to be in a very hard position now.
Have we seen any Death's Breath yet?
No, not yet.
And how many shadows is he sitting at?
6. So he could play Death Breath next turn, but it's still not going to do too much, I feel. Like, just having 2/3s when he has all these Auglers on the board.
What if he had a second Maui?
I don't think second Kwai would be nice, but I don't think it's going to be that effective still at how the Rune is just getting so many threats out. I guess what would be good, or what Fatina's ideal plays are going to be, is having the zombies come out at the last breath, and then have a Foul Tempest on the following turn to help clear up the board.
Yeah, true.
If he has that combination of cards, it's just he is going to be able to come back in this game, I think.
Yeah, from what I've found when I played this matchup, is the Rune can very well win. You can be put into pretty good situations at the very beginning and middle, but that Shadow can just sometimes squeeze out that, you know, those few more wards, and sometimes you just can't quite make it there. But from what we've seen, or what I've heard, the Daria draws were pretty good.
Yeah, and that's just going to be it for this game. The Rune was able to just win off of that huge turn 6 play, and the Shadow, all Shadow could do was play Nephthys on 8, and it didn't do anything as expected from what we see from Nephthys. So you're going to try to get back into this match, I believe.
Are they finished?
Yep.
Alright, let's see.
So that's going to tie it up with one game each.
That was very strange.
Man, Twitch chat is rioting. Feels bad, man. Oh man, triggered. Alright, well, we're back into it now at least. And we do have the Shadow Mirror match.
Ooh.
It's gonna be interesting.
I hate this match. It just wasn't fun when I played it.
What do you want to do in the mirror match? Like, what's your plan in the game to give you an advantage?
Get Mordecai first.
I guess. Well, we do see Ndoumz with the Mordecai in his opening hand. I don't think that's ideal, but he does have it as an option for turn 8.
It's his only one. So actually that is pretty good.
Alright, so we do see the corpse on 2, and well, the Spartai Soldier does block its way. I think he's going to be... Would you, as Ndoumz, trade into the corpse to just get rid of it? If he attacks? Well, never mind.
I think you would have if that was the case. From what I found in this match, you both kind of just sit there and do nothing for the first several turns of the game, because you're both playing stuff that kills other stuff. But then you're destroying your stuff to destroy random stuff of theirs.
Yeah.
Which in turn destroys your stuff back. And then
it seems very complicated, but if those situations come up,
you kill your lurching corpse, and then your lurching corpse kills their lurching corpse, which kills your other lurching corpse, or that whatever that 3-mana 1/1 is that summons the Lich.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't actually want anything to die.
Okay, so he's going for... Oh, he's going to evolve the Lurching Corpse. Interesting. Is he just going to be an aggressor here?
I guess so. I mean, like, there's not a whole lot else to do. Like, the thing is here, like, even if Ndoumz had his own lurching corpse, like his own lurching corpse is gonna, or like even if like he had another Necrosat proc, like you might kill the Hell's Unleasher, then
Yeah.
like nothing feels good. It's just a miserable matchup, and then you play Mordecai and Death's Breath to stop the Mordecai.
But instead, Ndoumz is deciding to pop the last words himself so he could control it, and then trade into
I think
the
that was a
second half.
smart choice. We do seem playful though.
Yeah, Fatina is. I think he's the only one that's running the playful. I'm not sure. Or from what we've seen, we've only seen the playful from him. And actually, evolving that Lurching Corpse has done pretty well. I think it pushed 4 extra damage, which could be completely relevant.
And I mean, actually, it lines up pretty well for the Death's Breath because he can just cleanly kill with the Lurching Corpse. Like, there wasn't really any. Like, I guess you could use Undying Resentment to kill the corpse, but then, you know, you could see that the situations were really awkward.
Yeah. Now, what are the Foul Tempest cost 6 shadows, I believe. Yeah. So you can't Foul Tempest this turn. Would you go for a Quay here?
I think I just slam it. You have 2. You can use the corpse to kill it.
Yeah, but it'll kill the Urd.
But I guess he double trades into it, but it's not terrible.
Yeah.
Like, you're forcing either the double trade or donate 3 life to your opponent.
Yeah, so it's just going double trade into it, which makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just a kind of a way to reset the board for.
The plus side here is he is first and he gets to play Mordecai.
Yeah, and yeah, evolving here makes sense too. Just wants to get rid of 4 damage because he pushed so much damage in the early game. He doesn't want to be taking any more.
Yeah, and you do want to get rid of that Kawi. Just, you know, you don't. It'd be better to get rid of that right now while his life is still full anyway.
Oh, and here comes the Neptus, the newest card in the expansion.
And it didn't hit Mord?
Yeah.
No, it did. Never mind.
And that's huge. Hitting Mord is really good here.
Did you see the top deck there?
Yeah, that Urd's going to be pretty sick. It's the good old days where you Erd your Mordecai and just get a board full of them. And this Death's Breath is going to be pretty good too, because now it's just going to stop that Mord from pushing damage.
But does Fatina have the Foul Tempest? And he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I found. It's just a game of Mordecai into Death's Breath to stop the Mordecai, and then do you have Foul Tempest to kill their Death's Breath, so then your Mordecai can attack face.
Yeah, now it's just a duel of face hitting face, it seems.
And it looks like the fact that he used his Evo early on that Lurching Corpse is really paying off for him, just because he's dealt that extra damage, and you can see, like, Ndoumz is actually put on the back foot here quite a bit.
What do you think of this Quay coming down? Does he get that? Will he get the 5 health? Oh yeah, he does.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I guess it's ordering. Yeah, I guess it's the ordering.
Oh man.
Oh.
Another Neptus.
Oh, it hits the end, the Quay, so he gets the 5 health.
That's pretty relevant in.
Yeah, because now, especially because this is kind of a race at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you're never really like too happy playing the Death's Breath because they can just Tempest it, and that's really all you can do to kind of counteract it.
Yeah, and or you just have to stall it out with wards, and at this point he only has a Sparta Soldier.
So I guess you play the corpse, and then you Erd the corpse? Oh, I was gonna say you play the corpse and then you Erd it first, just to get the higher percentage? Or do you have to take a risk and just make the double Mord?
I think you make the double Mord here, because you just have to try to win. I mean, he does have, like... Do you even just play Cerberus here and try to set up lethal for next turn? If you could set up lethal? Could you set up lethal if he plays a Cerberus? And just risk him having 2 extra damage.
No, I don't think you could.
Okay.
Even if you played the second serve on the following turn, you'd only have up to 18.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Assuming Erd is not sticking around.
Well, yeah, he would have to kill Herb and Cerberus.
Well, that's true. That's true. But
it's pretty ambitious.
It's very possible he could just Tempest again.
Yeah. I mean, I think at this point I might have taken the risk just because I'm in such a bad spot already.
That's true.
I actually would have liked him playing the Erd on the Mordecai the turn before instead of...
yeah. Because the only way you're gonna win is just by out Mordecaiing.
Yeah.
Opponent.
So that's the only difference I think I would have done here. Would just play get the Erd out one turn earlier, because he was still in a fairly safe, like he wasn't going to die the next turn.
He played the Death's Breath because he was scared, right?
Yeah.
And then he Tempest the breath, so even though, like, had he not played it, he was still going to take like the same amount of damage anyway, because he just had the Tempest for it. What I found is there's just like so much removal within both of these shadow decks, and your removal doesn't really do anything because the only stuff that matters is the stuff that doesn't die.
Yeah.
Which is Mordecai. And you don't even want the removal because you don't want to kill some of their other threats in the early game, like the Hell's Unleash or all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, that matchup like seems very complicated. I mean, pushing that extra damage in the early game, I think, helped him a lot for Fátima.
It really paid off, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe he played that matchup a bit more, and he figured out that you just need... It's all about pushing that damage in, because late game is just having... Both players will have Mordecai on the board at some point, and then you're just trying to get that damage in.
Alright, so we got the Forest Mirror. Is this a Forest Mirror? Are they both playing this? I assume it's both.
I would assume so too.
Combo, right?
Let me double check.
The Miracle Roach.
Yeah, I think... Yeah, both players are playing Miracle Roach. However, whose deck is this? I can't tell. One of them has slightly different cards. They have Tias in their build.
Yeah. What? 2 fairy circles? What? I don't think I approve of that.
Yeah, because
how can you never play? How can you not play 3 fairy circles in a forest deck?
Gotta make room sometimes.
I guess.
So usually what I find in the Fairy Mirror match is that going second usually gives you an advantage, because you get the extra card, which is important in Miracle Roach to have those cards, and you get the extra evolution points. So you can use that extra point to either push more damage or get more value out of your EPM and Venus.
And that allows you to, like, because you can set up your Roach lethals a lot faster if you can actually Evo just to go face, right? I haven't actually played that the Mirror very much yet.
I'm seeing the Mirror come up more often as this deck is starting to pick up more heat in the meta. Like, more people are starting to play it on ladder, I find.
So both players have their Evo on curve.
I like having the Fina to answer the EPM. It answers really nicely. And now Ndoumz has to either throw a Raptor into it if he wants to deal with it this turn, or use an Evo point to deal with it. But I really wouldn't want to.
Raptor,
yeah, I don't think it would be worth using that evolution point in.
At this stage of the game, like, looking at his hand, he doesn't have any of his combo, and that's like one of the issues. Like, well, he's got the 0-mana fairies, but he doesn't have any roaches yet. No
Yeah.
problem. Maybe.
And he has no way of finding them too, because usually the second you pick up your roaches really quickly off of your goblin mages, or off of the goblin mages from your Finas.
Interesting. So he is choosing to use one of his Evo points to trade rather than the Raptor, and maybe he's doing this based on the fact that he doesn't have a lot of answers in his hand, and he just thinks that he needs to save the Raptor for potentially more value on a later turn.
Yeah, like on turn 8 when he could use the enhance effect.
And I like that he's using the 2 0-mana fairies right now, because there's no sign of him being able to combo yet.
Yeah.
So I think it's better just to get the value on the elf.
Oh man, and Fァティナhas a really good answer here with the Elf Child May and the second Fina.
Oh man.
Yeah, and Ndoumz is still looking for a roach where he could start trying to combo it off of. It's going to be rough. Would you ever use a Nature's Guidance to try to dig more into your deck?
I think at this point you kind of have to, right? I mean, you've seen your opponent has played 2 Finas, and just by the way the game is going right now, you don't have any combo, and your opponent probably has like 80% of his, if not more. So you probably just have to dig for answers, right?
Yeah.
Although I know Ndoumz is a very experienced player with this deck, so I would trust his opinion over mine.
Yeah, he was the one that showed me this deck, and I literally ripped off his deck and went from A3, double A3 all the way to Masters 6K points.
Yeah, like
So,
I watched your VOD, and then that's how I saw his list.
oh, okay.
I took that, and I'm experimenting with a few other things now.
So it's pretty interesting that he values the Raptor over his Evo points right now, because in both instances he's evolved a fairy to trade into the Finas instead of using his Raptor, which he could just trade it in.
What do you think? Would you have cycled the guidance?
Personally, I don't think I would, because I believe hard enough that I'd be able to find my roach somehow. Because there's so many ways where you can find your roach. You essentially play like 6 copies in your roach or more if you have the fall points.
But is the one roach enough though? Like, you would need to find more than one, right?
Yeah, especially with Fァティナat 20 life still. He's got a long ways to go to combo it down.
I just feel like if you hold the guidance, even if you get the one roach, it's not going to be enough to combo. You do have the fairy circle as well, so you could get some pretty good damage in, but you're going to need at least an additional card, right? Either like a guidance or another roach for a follow-up turn. And is the Selwyn's going to do that much? Like, even if you played it for 8, like, what good does, like, playing Selwyn doesn't actually do anything himself, right?
Yeah, but well, he does some things in certain situations, but
in the mirror, right?
In the mirror, I guess it's not doing too much.
You can bounce the roach back.
I mean, you get an extra 0 cost card, but at that late of the game, you don't really need the 0 cost minion.
Is that the series?
Yeah, that's going to be 3-1 for Fat.